willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Gabriel Knight 2 The Beast Within. Ja, wir stehen hier in der privaten Kapelle von Ludwig und befinden uns im Museum Neuschwanstein. So, dann gehen wir jetzt endlich mal hier rüber und gucken uns hier ein wenig... Was haben wir denn hier noch? Achso, das hatten wir letztes Mal schon. So, hier ist nichts drüben. Hier ist noch ein Bild. Da können wir noch nichts mit anfangen, aber wir hören uns mal das Tape an.
This is the king's living room. The walls are decorated with scenes from the Lohengrin saga. The king first saw Wagner's opera Lohengrin when he was 16, and it so affected him that he considered it a form of enlightenment. The tragedy of Lohengrin was his essential loneliness. This too was Ludwig's own fate. Ludwig withdrew more and more into his fantasy world of epic heroes and absolute monarchy. An ideal he was determined to create in his castles if he could not have it in his real life. He only wanted to be alone with his dreams, so much so that even his servants were kept at a distance and were not allowed to look at him.
What were you afraid they'd see?
Ja, das frage ich mich aber langsam auch. Und immer wenn ihr die Sanduhr seht, dann seht ihr hier die Wache, nenne ich es jetzt mal, die Aufpasserin hier rüberkommen. So, das ist das Wohnzimmer, also Living Room, und selbst seine Angestellten durften ihm da nicht stören. Wieso geht denn die jetzt schon wieder rüber? Müffeln wir? Na egal. Ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, dass das was zu bedeuten hat, wenn die Wachen hier hin und her marschieren. Da bin ich mir verdammt sicher. Ich weiß es nicht mehr. So, was haben wir denn hier? Hören erstmal das Tape an.
The swan motif is featured throughout the castle, but it is particularly prominent in this room. Both the swan and the lily were symbols Ludwig associated with himself. They represented his ideals of majesty and purity. The painting behind the swan shows Lohengrin's arrival.
Ja, dann gucken wir uns den Schwan hier noch mal genauer an.
More swans.
Ja, ach. So, mehr gibt's hier allerdings auch schon wieder nicht, wie ich feststellen muss. Nee, dann gehen wir weiter. Oh, was ist denn das hier?
This is a reproduction of the grotto from the Tannhäuser saga. In such places, Ludwig could pretend he was one of his beloved mythic heroes. As the grotto personifies, the castles were solitary playgrounds built for Ludwig alone. He believed the masses were too coarse to appreciate fine art, and he seldom entertained guests. In fact, Ludwig had a standing order that upon his death, the castles were to be destroyed. Fortunately, the estate was in such debt that the castles were opened for paying tours only weeks after Ludwig's death. They haven't closed since. It is one of the great ironies of Ludwig's story that the castles that he was thought insane for building are now considered Bavaria's finest treasures. They have paid for their construction many times over.
Ja, das ist ein Nachbau der Grotto und da schon die nächste Aufpasserin wieder. Meine Güte, fliegender Wechsel hier. So.
I can almost picture Ludwig in here. I wonder what he really dreamt about in this room.
Ja, vielleicht werden wir es noch rausfinden, vielleicht auch nicht. Wir gehen erstmal in den nächsten Raum, hier gibt es sonst nichts weiter. Oh, was ist das denn hier?
This is the king's study. Ludwig spent much time at his desk, writing letters, drawing up plans for his projects, and studying his favorite authors. He loved poetry, history, and the classics. In later years, he also studied the occult. What affairs of state he did reluctantly attend to were generally attended to alone at his desk in writing. His reluctance to meet with his heads of state and perform the duties of the king were one of the reasons for the charges brought against him in 1886. But Ludwig dreamt of true kingship and a true monarchy, and the small powers left to him after Bavaria's succeeded power to Prussia only incited his disdain and frustration.
Ja, super, haben wir gleich wieder eine Aufpasserin hier am Hintern. So, dann gucken wir hier mal.
I doubt there's anything left in there now. Besides, the guard would kill me if I touched it.
Genau, da ist wohl nichts Interessantes drin, meinte sie. Das ist Ludwigs Arbeitszimmer. Oh, was haben wir denn hier?
I wonder why he was studying the occult before he died.
Er hat an irgendeinen Okkult nachgeforscht.
I wonder why he was...
Ja, hier kann man nur eins anklicken. So, wo geht's denn jetzt hier weiter? Ach, hier haben wir schon wieder Bilder. Aha. Okay. Wahrscheinlich wieder aus irgendeiner Oper. Okay. Genau, hier jetzt raus. So, weiter. Nee. Jetzt bin ich verwirrt. Moment mal. Genau, hier geht's in die Grotto. Und von der Grotto geht es hier hin. Und von hier hin geht es vielleicht hier. Ach, hier geht's weiter, oder? Tatsache. Und ich glaube auch schon, das ist der letzte Raum. Hier geht's, glaube ich, nur noch um so eine Oper hier.
This is the final room of our tour,
Ha.
the Singers' Hall. It was modeled after the Singers' Hall of the Wartburg Castle, where minstrel competitions were held in the 13th century. The hall was built for small private concerts, but Ludwig himself never gave one here. It is said that during the last few years of Wagner's life, he came to Neuschwanstein frequently and performed for the king alone in this room. The hall is probably best known for its enigmatic wolf paintings. The original paintings were from the Parsifal saga, but in 1882, Ludwig had them replaced, supplying the description and titles of the new paintings himself.
Okay,
While
dann...
all the other rooms in the castle show scenes from Wagner's operas, the scenes in this room are not from any opera that anyone can identify. It is yet another of the many mysteries associated with the life of the fairy tale.
Genau, diese Oper konnte keiner bekannten Oper zugeordnet werden. Dann schauen wir uns die Bilder doch mal an. Aha, ein Pärchen. So, nehmen wir mal weiter hier. Ne, die können wir nicht anklicken. So. Aha, guck mal. Ein Wolf. Was haben wir denn hier noch? Okay. So, genau, hier haben wir angefangen. Was haben wir denn hier noch? Die können wir auch gar nicht anklicken. Wir können die uns nur einmal angucken. Ja, und das war's, oder? Hier sind auch noch welche. Ah, ne, das sind die gleichen. Ja, dann können wir jetzt... Was ist denn hier noch? Hä? Da können wir nicht hin. Dann gehen wir mal da lang. Achso, jetzt sind wir raus hier. Dann wollen wir mal gucken, ob wir den neuen Ort freigeschaltet haben. Nein, und da müsste man irgendwas dafür machen. Vielleicht... hier haben wir alles angeguckt. Ich fahre nochmal kurz zur Schattenjäger-Bibliothek. Vielleicht finden wir da irgendwelche Bücher. Oder wir rufen den Professor nochmal an. Weil wir haben doch dem beauftragt. Also der wollte uns doch mit einem bekannt machen, der sich gut mit Ludwig auskennt. Ah, da ist Gerde wieder.
Hi, did you have a good time?
Uh-huh. Anything new?
Yes, you had a phone call.
Really?
A man named Professor Barkley. He said you had his number.
I do. Thanks.
Genau darauf habe ich gewartet. Und gleich ist das schon viel harmonischer, nachdem wir uns vor 1-2 Folgen entschuldigt haben bei der Gerde, weil Gracie ist super einfach. Ich glaube, die will was von Gabriel. Und, ja, egal. Wir gehen jetzt erstmal in die Schattenjäger-Bibliothek zum Telefon und rufen unseren Professor zurück. Wahrscheinlich hat da irgendein Date ausgehandelt. So. Achso, das kann ich überspringen. Aber vielleicht finden wir erstmal irgendwelche Bücher hier. Scheint so.
I wish I could read these biographies of Ludwig. Wait a minute. Ludwig II, fairy tale king of Bavaria. I didn't see this before. Yep, English.
Ja, da freust du dich, ne? Ja, und wir nicht, denn das heißt wieder neuer Lesestoff, aber vielleicht ist hier auch noch was.
There's nothing else.
Nee,
I'm not sure what other.
nee. So, aber bevor wir uns das Buch durchlesen, würde ich sagen, rufen wir erstmal unseren Barclay an. Wo haben wir das Inventar? Hier, ich habe schon so lange nicht mehr gespielt. Barclay. Ist es das? Ja, Yale University. Da wollen wir mal. Mit Wählscheibe, wo ich mich damals immer fürchterlich verwählt habe.
Hello?
Hi, Professor Barkley. It's Grace.
Oh, good. I have a name for you. It's Herr Josef Dahlmeier, and he specializes in Bavarian history, and I think he's somewhere near you are.
Herr Josef Dahlmeier. Great, got a number?
Yeah, I do. It's 4982-555-2234.
Thanks a lot. Sorry about the bother.
That's no bother. When are you coming back to school, Gracie?
When I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Well, be good.
Ja, wir haben jetzt nicht die Nummer von einem Kaffeehersteller bekommen, sondern von einem Herrn Dallmayr. Den rufen wir auch gleich mal an, oder? Und machen einen Termin aus. Aber die 49 brauchst du nicht mehr vorwählen. Wir sind ja schon in Deutschland.
Hallo?
Hallo, sind Sie Herr Josef Dahlmeier?
Yeah, you must be Grace Nakamura, the American history student.
Yes,
I hear you're interested in Ludwig II.
very.
Good. There's something I want to show you. Drive to Berg on Starnberger See. Meet me at the Memorial Chapel.
All right, thank you.
Oh, wait. Was there anything you wanted me to look into before we meet?
Well, I was hoping you knew something about someone called the Black Wolf. He was a contemporary of Ludwig's. He lived in Prussia, I think, and he was well connected.
Never heard of him, but I'll check. See you there.
Thanks. Bye.
Ja, da haben wir doch ein Date ausgehandelt. Können wir schon
I'll
schreiben?
write to Gabriel. Soon as I have enough info to blow his little investigation out of the water.
Ja, ich glaube, an dem Ort, wo wir uns treffen, ist, glaube ich, der Todesort von Ludwig. Wenn ich mich recht erinnere. So, aber wir haben ja noch was zu tun hier. Ja, dann wollen wir mal. Okay, das können wir nicht lesen. So, aber das hier.
Ludwig remained throughout his life both very bright and very naive. He was an introvert who seemed to be constantly out of sync with traditional views of rulership, money, and human relationships. The world ever failed to match his ideals. Perhaps this was a fault of his sheltered upbringing as future king. He never was introduced to the real world, and the real world failed to interest him as an adult. In his youth, Ludwig was in fine physical condition and loved to hike alone in the Alps and ride horses. He had a hunting lodge, Schahen, specifically for this purpose. Unfortunately, in 1872, a rather traumatic hunting accident befell the king at Schahen, and his leg was cruelly damaged. He never fully recovered from this incident, and his hiking and riding ceased. His physical health deteriorated from that time on, and explains why he looked so unhealthy in later years. A hunting accident?
Ja, das wollte ich auch gerade sagen. Danke, Grace. Ein Jagdunfall, also ein Unfall beim Jagdausflug. Und seit dieser Wunde, seit er verletzt wurde, am Bein gebissen wurde, nimmt seine Gesundheit drastisch ab. Vielleicht, naja, wir lesen mal weiter. Ist das was Neues hier? Ja.
Other than his long-standing friendship with the Empress Elizabeth of Austria and with his mother, the relationships Ludwig attempted with others were nearly always a disappointment for him and a bewilderment for his partners. He would become obsessed with someone, a singer, an artist, a nobleman or a peasant, and would bombard them with gifts, praise, and favors. When they would fail to return the depths of rapturous passion he required, the singular adoration and humble obedience he expected, he would grow disappointed and cut himself off from them. The objects of his interest were occasionally women, usually ones he fell in love with after seeing them in idealized roles on the stage, but they were more often young men who fit his fantasies of the heroic sagas like Lohengrin and Parsifal that he so loved.
Okay, mal weiter im Text hier. Ach, schon wieder so viel.
A good example of the king's obsessive behavior in relationships is the following letter from the Königlich Bayerische archives, which this author was privileged to access. It is dated 1864, and it was written by Ludwig's manservant, Paul, to a friend. The king has been in high mood these days. The reason, of course, is a new interest. Thursday last, the king attended a performance of Lohengrin in the Wittelsbacher Theater. He came back in a fever, demanding that a man be found. The man, it was gathered, had been sitting in a box across from Ludwig and had drawn the king's attention by his beauty and his deep emotional response to the performance. The king declared that here at last is a sensitive soul. The man was tracked down and brought in for an audience. Upon my word, never have I seen any mind so in line with His Majesty's own. They discussed Wagner and France and Byron and all manner of things until long past dawn. The young man, beautiful indeed to look upon, met the king's enthusiasm and knowledge bit for bit.
Und letzte Seite doch nicht.
His Majesty has been in the thick of it ever since, and while I welcome his good temper, I grow tired of fetching letters back and forth to Louis, so called by His Majesty, that should tell you who the young man looks like, at all hours of the night. This author has not been able to learn much about Louis, but he was known to have been a seemingly high-bred foreigner, and he was involved with Ludwig as late as 1880, when he fell into disfavor.
Okay. Ach, hier geht's... Nee, hier hört's auf. Ja komm, das machen wir noch.
The king, especially later in life, felt a great deal of guilt about his sensual nature. His diaries are full of repentant entries begging God for forgiveness and swearing to remain pure. In many of the diary entries, he swears to abstain from sexual relations. The number of these oath entries indicate that Ludwig was not very successful in resisting temptation, yet it is also clear that Ludwig was a God-fearing man and that, though his flesh might occasionally fall, he never surrendered his heart and his conscience to sin.
Ja, super, dann haben wir das Buch auch abgeschlossen, abgehandelt. Aber ich würde sagen, bevor wir weitermachen, uns mit Dallmayr treffen, mache ich hier einen Schnitt, bedanke mich fürs Zuschauen und hoffe, ihr seid beim nächsten Mal wieder mit dabei. Also, bis dann!